So yesterday I went on a lunch date with my husband and I had a glass of wine.
I dropped it. I didn't mean to drop
I
it.
posted on my Facebook story and one of my friends asked me, do you drink wine often? I was like, no, it's very rarely that I drink. And she said, why? Is it because of the sugar content? You know, because I'm diabetic. And I was like, no. So I started to explain to her why I don't drink anymore. And I just thought that I'd share with all of you in hopes that I could just relate to someone who just may be struggling with anything. When I was in my early 20s, I drank a lot. I also was on anxiety and depression medications. So I not only abused the alcohol, I abused the drugs too. A really bad day for me looked like me chugging a cup of Red Bull and vodka along with an as-needed anxiety pill. But I didn't just do this going out at night. I did it in the morning when I'd wake up. I did it at lunch when I'd go on break from work. It was really bad. I just felt like it allowed me to not have to deal with what I was feeling or not have to think about what was going on or just not have to face my reality. I remember taking myself to the emergency room. I had visited the emergency room quite often back then, but I never told anyone what I was doing. And it was so sad because a lot of my family and friends, not everybody, thought of me as this positive, encouraging person because I was posting all this positive stuff online and I'd try to put on a smile and just make this great face for everyone. Like no one really had any idea what I was dealing with internally or what I was doing to myself internally either. Also, no one understood why I was sick all the time because from the outside looking in, it looked like I was good. Yeah, but I wasn't. But that last visit to the emergency room, it was because I basically urinated on myself. Like I had gotten to the point where I was always in pain. Like I always felt this pain, but I just thought it was because I was well over 300 pounds. I wasn't eating right. You know, I was drinking and stuff. I just felt like I'm just so unhealthy. That's gotta be it. Well, I had gotten to the point where I couldn't even feel the sensation of having to go to the restroom. It was just happening. So I was like, something's wrong. Let me go to the emergency. When I got out of the car, I couldn't even stand up straight. I was like hunched over. It was impossible for me to stand up straight. I'll never forget what the nurse told me when they put me in the bed and ran some tests and stuff. He said, my liver was basically shot. I had a really horrible fatty liver. My liver had shut down. So all my other organs were working overtime to keep me alive, basically, and then they were starting to shut down too. He said, we have patients in comas who are in better shape than you are right now. How the hell were you walking around? I remember just kind of laughing about it and saying, thank you, Lord, you know, for keeping me alive, and not really taking in what had just happened. Because I remember going online and sharing that I, you know, survived this experience and God must have a purpose for me. And if you are watching this, he has a purpose for you too. And, you know, just really wanting to believe in that, but not really accepting the fact that I didn't feel like I could be who God wanted me to be. I was still in such turmoil, mentally and physically and emotionally, that I was speaking the words, but I didn't really have faith in them. Whew. That's a hard thing to admit, especially when all I want to do is encourage others and lift people up. But you know what? Sometimes the truth in our journey can mean just as much, you know? So you would think after that I would quit drinking, right? I did start working out and eating better, and I lost a lot of weight and I was getting much healthier, but I never stopped wanting to live in that world of just being drunk and high and not having to deal with everything that was going on here and here. I didn't really know how to accept my life for what it was or for all the things that I had been through. So fast forward 2 years later of me just putting myself through hell, I found myself drunk, blacked out at a party, and being raped. The guy who raped me also stalked me for months after that, but everyone kept telling me that they didn't believe me because he was a good guy and that it was my fault, basically, because I was always drunk. Even the police told me this. I shouldn't have gotten drunk. Some time had passed after that, maybe a year or so, and I see the guy at Walmart. He smiles at me and waves, and I just literally freaked out. Like I lost control. I don't know how, but I just started running across the store, and I got to the end of an aisle where no one was. I threw myself on the floor and I just started crying. Like, I broke down. And I remember thinking, like, what just happened? Like, why am I so afraid? Why am I so scared? Because I had been working on this journey with getting closer to God, you know, and moving forward and stuff. And then all of a sudden, seeing this guy for just a moment just broke me down. At that moment, I realized that I needed help. I was letting all the traumatic things that had happened to me control me, including the alcohol and the medications. I had lost control. So that same day, I went online and I downloaded an AA course because I was too embarrassed to go and do it publicly or tell anybody what I was feeling or what had just happened. I was so ashamed of myself. And I also started looking for therapists. I spent a lot of money on therapy that I did not have, but I do not regret it one bit. After some time of healing, finishing the AA course, going through therapy, I didn't drink after that for about 2.5 years. Nothing, not one sip of alcohol. And on top of that, I've lost 110 pounds. You know, I got off of my anxiety and depression medicine. I was also on so many other medications. I got off of insulin, cholesterol medicines, liver, heart, blood pressure. Jeez, I was on so many. I'm probably missing some because I was on so many pills, but I've gotten off of all of that. My liver has healed completely. There's like no damage that you can find to any of my organs, which is incredible. But I think it was just me feeding myself good food, drinking good water, and also feeding my mind and my soul and my spirit good stuff too. Like, I changed all of that. But over time, you know, I started to drink a little bit here and there. Actually, when I got married, I kind of fell back into drinking because my husband's Bohemian. He's from the Bahamas and they like to have a good time. But I realized quickly that, you know, it just didn't feel good. It wasn't worth it to me. I kind of could feel my body reacting, and it's not good if I drink alcohol. So I don't. My husband knows if I do order a glass of wine, I'm probably going to sip on it and he gets to enjoy the rest. And the thing is, I'm not against alcohol, right? Or taking medications or doing whatever you feel you need to do to get through whatever it is you're going through. But I did just want to share my story and my why to hopefully encourage someone to face your fears, deal with your emotions, handle your doubts and traumas and regrets, all of it, and just find a way to face it head on. Don't just keep covering up, because that's only going to last until your next fix. True healing, though, I mean forgiveness, not just for others, but for yourself. Oh, that's powerful. And it's life-changing. And I won't lie, it's much easier to just cover stuff up. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought I was having a heart attack so many times just talking about traumas that I had been through when I was in therapy sessions. I also got so angry when AA classes were telling me to forgive those who had hurt me. I'm like, how can I sleep without the anger, you know, keeping me warm at night? So just know that it's hard, but it's worth it, because you're worth it. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time. And if you want to know more about my story, dealing with anxiety, depression, please comment down below, and I would be more than glad to continue to share and relate and lift you guys up. See you next time.